Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be listening to Dave Matthews Band. That's a band I've never listened to before, not surprisingly. And the first song that I will hear by them is The Stone. Let's see what I have to read first. Dave Matthews Band are an American rock band formed in Charlottesville, Virginia in 1991. Oh, a very 90s band. Dave Matthews Band's 1994 major label debut album, Under the Table and Dreaming, was certified platinum 6 times. As of 2018, the band had sold more than 25 million concert tickets and a combined total of 38 million CDs and DVDs. The band won the 1996 Grammy Award for Best Rock Vocal Performance by a Duo or Group, and in 2024, that's this year, the Dave Matthews Band were selected for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, congratulations, Dave Matthews Band. This was your year, wasn't it? The Stone is a ballad about mistakes and forgiveness. It features distinct backing by the Kronos Quartet. It contains lush orchestrations which were arranged by trumpeter John Dirth. In concert, especially at acoustic shows, Matthews has been known to interpolate Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling in Love towards the end of the song as the crowd sings along. This sounds like it might be a treat to listen to. And I see a little note here saying that I'm going to be listening to the live August 20, 2021 Xfinity Center, Mansfield, Massachusetts performance. So this is not a video, it's just the audio recording of the live performance, just so you know. Let's see how it sounds. There's the live audience. Here comes the strings. Like the bass.
Of this creeping suspicion that things here are not as they seem. Oh, reassure me. Why do I feel as if I'm in too deep? Oh, I've been praying some way to show them I'm not what they seem. Yes, I have done wrong, but what I did I don't need it be done, I swear.
Okay, this is such an interesting layering of musical feels, shall I say. Oh, there's this sort of nervous dee 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 dee, that riff that's kind of backing everything, and it feels a little bit sizzling, simmering on the stovetop, never quite resting, not really stormy, but keeping you on your fingertips, on your toes. And then in the introduction, that bomb, bomb. I loved the way it contrasted with this feeling of, okay, we've got kind of a on your toes dance feeling going on, and it's almost like, I don't know, a barge horn or something. Bomb, slow and weighty, and makes you look around and be like, am I in the wrong spot? Is it okay if I'm sitting here? And then the voice comes in. Now, this kind of voice is not one that really appeals to me very often. It's a little bit whiny sounding, isn't it? Thin, reedy. But somehow in this context, it sounds so good and feels so perfect for what's happening. And it's this slow, almost dirge-like pace. Slow, slow, slow. And you feel every syllable and every note and every line and every vowel, and it just slowly pulls you through. All the while there's this simmering business happening underneath. And I love this layering of mood, style, musical feels, as I said. It somehow feels like it all belongs together, even though each element is so distinct and kind of lives in its own world as well. So I'm going to keep listening, see what happens next. Okay. This is so cool. It's intense in a strange sort of way, but the way he's using his voice to just pull very slowly, it's as if he's trying to take a very weak, frayed thread and pull it through and stitch with it without breaking it. And you just have to keep the tension just right to keep it moving just enough to keep the progress going, but not enough to break it. And behind that, all this activity and some great textural, sonic elements, as well as this little dum bum ba dum bum ba dum. It really gives a little bit of motion and energy and lift to it, so we don't end up feeling like we're just doing some. Well, as I'm listening to this, I'm thinking of some of the folk music I've listened to, Eastern European folk music. There are these wonderfully complex dance rhythms, folk dances, which are, they'll scramble your brain if if you're not used to them, or you'll come out feeling like scrambled eggs if you tried to dance it. And then some of the incredibly mournful, painful, slow folk laments. I mean, this sounds like a lament. And to hear both of those elements kind of piled into one piece of music and have it work so well, it's incredibly beautiful in its own in its own special way, and I'm enjoying all of that so much about this piece of music.
I will go alone. Oh, I need so to stay in your arms, to see you smile, to hold you close. God knows it weighs on me as heavy as stone. It's a bone chilling cold, but I was just wondering if you come along. Just tell me you will my hand, hold my hand out, and I'm strong.
Violin in the back.
I feel like it's there.
There it is. Here comes the crowd. And now the trumpet fades away so that the audience can sing along on their own. Nice, nice, nice. Feel like saying, yay! That was a surprise. Yes, I was kind of led to expect something nice in the introduction when it was talking about the Kronos Quartet and the orchestrations by the trumpeter, everything. I didn't expect this kind of sound. I have to say that this has a very 90s sound to my ears. Even, and you all know if you've been following my journey, that I can't say that I really love grunge, right? This has almost a grungy sound to it, but it's so beautiful. Something about this lament approach with the voice, with the melody, with the lyrics, treating it as a lament, and then having everything else happening around it was so well placed. Everything worked so well together. There's a level of complexity and musical shape and design which holds it all together and makes it work incredibly well. And I don't know if this really classifies as 90s grunge, but I hear some grunge influence. I have to say, I hear to my ears. And so I'm going to say that I have found my first piece of grunge style, which I think works perfectly for the music. It works so well. And, well, what a surprise. It was a trumpet solo, not a guitar solo. And I enjoyed the transition to Falling in Love with You, which actually I just listened to recently for the first time by Elvis Presley. And so, but what a recognizable, memorable melody. You've heard it once, you can sing it. And here it was, and I just felt myself wanting to sing along. I loved the way that the trumpeter, let's see, his name was John Dirth. I loved the way he brought the audience in, and then he faded out. He made his notes shorter, smaller, quieter, until he was not even squeaking a little sound, and the audience had the chance to be in the spotlight, to carry the show forward on their own. And it reminded me a bit of what Queen used to do with the audience and how they would get the audience involved. This was a whole different mood, style of audience engagement, and yet it was fully invested, participatory, and not just participatory, but the audience became the show for a moment. And That's a really beautiful thing to see a performer able to hand the torch over and do it in such a way that the audience can carry it on themselves. Really, really lovely. And I would be wrong to end this first listen without commenting on the wonderful work of all the other instrumentalists in this piece. As it was a long trumpet solo, and it gave me time to listen to other instruments, the bass, everything else going on, the drums, and each one of them was so dynamic, so clean, so well presented and collaborative in their work that the entire thing just came out really nice. I guess this is kind of what, well, when I started this whole journey, I had the idea that maybe I would discover some music completely different from a classical style, but that I felt had a level of substance and skill, musical integrity, artistic expression, everything that I love about classical, some of the great classical works. I feel like this one has to go in that group of the special ones along the way that I've run into. And it's, as I said, it's a bit of a surprise because the voice especially makes me think of the sort of grunge style 90s music, which I don't love most of it. And well, there have been some other 90s era songs which I did enjoy, but they weren't really grunge style. Grunge is the style that I struggle with. And so I'm curious to see if any of you really call this grunge. But I have to say the voice makes me think of the grunge voices I've listened to. And yet, here it is. It's one that I have to pick up and set in this category of, this is a great piece of music. It's moving, it's beautiful, it's enjoyable, it's engaging, it checks all the boxes of musical excellence, and at the same time, emotional connection, at least for me. And so this was a lot of fun, very much a surprise. I have no clue what else the Dave Matthews Band has done, if this is their one great piece, or if they have others like this. We'll have to check it out in the future. But not a bad first experience, to say it in an understatement. I'll see you all soon.